you can wind up dead.
For fuck's sake. I guess this is where we cue the dramatic intro, right? What's up, motivators? Welcome back. It's Kevin. This is Pure Bullshit. Now, I realize it's been a while since we've done one of these straight up call-out/roast videos, and outside of one Instagram post, I really don't talk about this lying sack of fecal matter very much, but our boy Kenny KO has decided to stray from his narrow path of chasing Brad Castleberry for relevance, and he made this video, how I gained 20 pounds of muscle in 7 days. 20 pounds in 7 days? That is some Jim Stepani level bullshit. Now, I'm not asking much, and it is a low bar, but be better than just Jim, Kenny, okay? Now, for those of you who don't know who Kenny KO is, he built himself quite a following with a call-out channel where he'd point out fake naturals or people doing fake feats of strength or using Photoshop on their Instagram posts and whatnot, all the while being a fake natural and using Photoshop on his photos, but worse yet, stealing the content of other creators like Nick Strength and Power or Fillion. Now, the latter of which decimated him in a roast that I have never seen the like of, absolutely trashed him to the point where he had to go scurrying and hide under a rock, so I've never really felt the need to make any sort of comment on it. He has already been exposed as a lying sack of garbage, and things got so bad for him that he actually tried to Photoshop a conversation between him and Fillion, making Fillion look bad. And all it got him was absolutely eviscerated by anybody with 2 brain cells in a YouTube channel. But then he puts this shit out. So let's go ahead and take a look at how YouTube's least trusted source for fitness news tries to put a shine on this turd.
These 2 things I'm about to discuss go entirely under the radar. So what exactly are those 2 things that I'm going to discuss in this video that the bodybuilders that are stepping on the Olympia stage, the IFBB pros, no one wants to talk about? The 2 names are HGH, or I will refer to it as GH, human growth hormone, and then the other thing it is accompanied with is the insulin.
What the hell are you even talking about? GH and insulin are not a secret. There are hundreds, thousands of people talking about it, including the guy that you got your GH and insulin from. He's literally got an entire series on it.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop fucking lying.
Before anything gets underway, don't do what I did. On this channel you're currently watching, I had a purpose and a reason.
You know what? Good. This is at least better than they've managed over at the Power Project with their Sarmageddon series. And I know there's some folks out there that are awfully butthurt that I just can't let people do what they want to do with their own bodies, but it's never been about that. This is the least of what I want them to do. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I guess they could learn something from Kenny. That really hurt to say. The problem here is the clickbait title. It undermines the disclaimer, but more on that later.
It was really an experimentation type process to see how much muscle someone can actually physically put on in just 7 days. And yes, you heard it right, this all took place in 7 days.
I'm sure it did, but what took place in 7 days? I'm sure it comes as no surprise to anybody familiar with his content. What Kenny says happened and what actually happened are very different things.
We did DEXA scan results before and after to officially figure out exactly how much lean muscle tissue was gained. And then of course also get the body fat percentage, the bone density, everything that comes along with the DEXA scan. So I showed up day 1 fasted at 230 pounds body weight. 7 days later, this is where it gets crazy, is my body weight was 250 pounds fasted, and the kicker, 17 pounds of pure muscle gain, while also dropping a pound of body fat. Now,
sounds legit, right? But that's where Kenny lives, in the land of bullshit in the space between 2 reasonable sounding statements. The thing is, fasting doesn't have a whole lot to do with the accuracy of a DEXA scan. Its major vulnerabilities are not using the same equipment to measure in subsequent tests and hydration. You see, drinking water doesn't break a fasted state, so he sounds like he's being consistent between the 2 tests, but leaving himself room to lie his ass off. This study right here, also linked below, demonstrates that varying your level of hydration can cause you to drastically misrepresent the amount of lean mass that you have in your body, all the while still reading your bone density, minerals, and fat mass largely the same. Just by doing something as simple as drinking water before you go in for a subsequent test, you can make it appear as if you have significantly more lean mass than you actually have, particularly in your torso and your legs. How is this relevant? Well, GH makes you retain water like a motherfucker, and it takes more than a week for that water retention to go away. This, without a doubt, drastically affected the second lean mass reading. Worse yet, This is not hard information to find. Just type in DEXA scan affected by hydration, and it's the first study that pops up.
Well, that was awkward.
To gain 17 pounds of muscle naturally or doing it the right way is gonna take years of time, especially when you've been training as long as I have. So to do that in a week, honestly feels like cheating to me. So let's get.
And this right here is why your disclaimer doesn't mean shit, Kenny. You can't out of one side of your mouth say, don't do this, it's stupid and dangerous, and out of the other side of your mouth say, look how fucking awesome the results are. This is exactly the kind of thing that's going to inspire some kid with the resources through their coach or through their parents to do the same dumb shit that you're doing. Now, I'm not going to get into the protocol here or share it with you in this video. I cannot stop you from going to watch his video, but I am not going to propagate that shit here. What I will tell you is the data that he shares from his experiment doesn't exactly add up with the results. We talked about water retention already. There's still the matter of diet. You see, putting on 20 pounds of muscle, 7 days or otherwise, would require 70,000 extra calories. And even if we only talk about the 17 pounds that he admits later in the video that he supposedly put on, that's still over 59,000 calories, all magically somehow dedicated to protein synthesis, above his normal maintenance calories. To take him from 230 to 250, he would need 59,000 extra calories, all exactly going to protein synthesis to make that happen. That is about an extra 8,500 calories a day, above maintenance, mind you. In his video, he talks about eating 6,000 to 8,000 calories in total during the day. That's not enough to build the kind of mass, even if it were possible in that time frame. The math just ain't there, Kenny, but I got a sneaking suspicion that math, even basic math, isn't exactly your strong suit. So if that's all bullshit, and it most assuredly is, what's the likely truth? He took a bunch of performance-enhancing drugs, ate like a pig, put on an ass ton of water weight, and then showed up to the second DEXA scan bloated as a fucking walrus. He presented you these skewed results at face value. That sounds like our boy Kenny. Now, he's getting a lot of slack from people in the community right now because at least he's willing to go talk shit in person to people he talks shit about in his videos. But not from me. Because to me, that's all he's got. He's not a legitimate content creator. He doesn't put anything consumable out there. He just hypocritically talks shit about people for the very same things that he's already been caught doing. You don't get bonus points from me for being willing to be a two-faced shit in person. And to Kenny, if you happen to be watching this, your content is not just disingenuous. It's hypocritical and you don't live up to your own purported standards. Normally, you're not worth talking about. But when you put out content like this, content that could very well put somebody else at risk, you're gonna get called the fuck out. Kenny KO, huh?